Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by these public-spirited organizations, individuals, and associations committed to informing New Jersey citizens about the important issues facing the Garden State.
This is One-on-One.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
People like laughing at others, so I don't mind if the other is me.
See, you go right into the character. That's what it is.
I'm bringing families together a half an hour each week. Man, I'm doing something special.
And so I do feel successful.
Good afternoon. My name is Elijah Green. I am a junior at Arts High School, and I will be reciting Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us the most. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people around you won't feel insecure. You were made to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, but it's in all of us. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people around us permission to do the same. And as we are liberated from our fears, our presence automatically liberates others. Thank you.
One more time for Mr. Elijah Green. Thank you very much. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. My name is Steve Adubato, Jr., and I don't often say junior unless my father, Steve Adubato, Sr., is in the house. Don't worry, Ma, I saw you there too. 16 years ago when we started this program, 65 participants, just a few workshops. Today, 25 workshops, 550 young adults, 550 young men and women. So Elijah just, he kicks off the program. That's being the leadoff presenter is a big deal. And for the last few weeks, the young men and women in the Stand and Deliver program have been competing to be here tonight. The night of eloquence. It should be called the night of excellence. So many people who couldn't be with us tonight, who competed, they deserve, because they gave everything they had, a tremendous round of applause, the folks who couldn't be with us tonight and gave everything. And some of them are here tonight because they're good sports. Some of them are here tonight because they understand leadership. This program is about leadership. The message tonight is be the change. It's about leadership. It's about leading change. You don't need me to talk to you about Baltimore, Ferguson, New York City, and Newark. You don't need me to tell you that leading change and being the change is more important than ever. Not looking to someone else, them. People say they need to do certain things. I wish they would reform. Well, let's just hope that they, whoever they are, get their act together. But in the meantime, the young men and women you meet tonight, they've decided that they will be the change, and that's what you're here tonight. So in that spirit, each one of our speakers gets up and they introduce themselves. That's part of it. You ever notice, and we have, our sons Nick and Chris are 10 and 12, and you meet them. I'm terrible to have as a dad for many reasons, but one of the worst is that I'll say, Nick, Chris, this is Mr. Maselli. Hey, how you doing? With their cell phone. And I'll make them do it again and look Mr. Maselli in the eye. Look Mr. Diaz in the eye. It's hard for kids to look people in the eye. It's hard for them to introduce themselves. That's why the young men and women in the Stand and Deliver program introduce themselves. We don't introduce them. So you will hear them introduce themselves and deliver powerful presentations about being the change. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for great leaders who are leading the change in the Stand and Deliver program, our first three presenters. Put your hands together.
Good afternoon. My name is Yashir Fernandez. I am a sophomore attending Technology High School. I will be performing an original poem titled The Story of She. No matter how much her friends would tell her, and no matter how much her mother loved her, she was only able to see the pain that surrounded her. She felt unwanted, and someone never truly seen. It's as though she felt she'd never be free from the struggle she faced every day. She found no comfort in school because she was tormented and teased. She seemed to only escape in the books that she'd read, where she'd live through her characters and began to find peace. But as she read her stories and saw all those happy endings, she began to desire such things for herself. She no longer wanted to be in the shadows, scared of messing up. No, she now wanted to be happy and find peace, not just for show, but to truly feel good enough for herself. She began to realize that her friends, they really do care, and that her family has and will always be there. She now understands that yes, she's been through a lot, but she shouldn't be sad, because it's her rough past that gave her the confidence to take a step into a better future. She now tells her story, hoping those who have faced the same and have endured solitude will hear her and finally know that they are not alone, that they will overcome whatever they're facing, and they will be some of the most amazing people in this world. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kyla Green. I'm in the 7th grade from Robert Treat Academy, and I'll be doing an original monologue called Invisible But There. Excuse me, I don't mean to bother you, but can I have some... Hi, can I have some change? No? No? Okay. Dang, they always walk past me, but I have a name. I have a story. I had a family. So they kicked me out a few years back. See, my name's Samantha, but my friend calls me Sam. For some reason, when I talk to my friend, people look at me like I'm crazy or like she's not there, but she's right here. You see her, right? You guys are crazy. Whatever. Anyway, I knew my friend since I was like 3. She's always been there. She's never left. Everybody's like, oh, it's just a phase, but it wasn't. See, I have a disease called schizophrenia. See, before Samantha was like this, she had it all. Perfect grades, perfect family, perfect friends. But little did they know, behind those perfect closed doors, everyone thought she was a little crazy, and she went to therapy every single week. Her condition, it got worse. And, Mom, Dad, why are you doing this to me? Why do I have to leave? I can't do this without you. I can't live without you, Mom. Dad, it's me, Sam. And they kicked me out, and that's why I'm here, on the street. Look at me. I sleep on a park bench every night. You look at me like I'm crazy, but am I crazy? I have blood running through my veins. I have a heart. I have feelings. But all you ever see are these rags. I wish I can have a family like that man over there, and I wish that I can go places without being tense about my surroundings 24/7. But I can't. Sam, Samantha, she'll never be loved by anyone because of the fact that she's homeless, alone, maybe even slightly crazy. But it's all just because society sees her and every other homeless person as a human being rather than an animal. Do me a favor. The next time you see a homeless person, just remember that they have a heart too.
To see more one-on-one with Steve Adubato programs, visit us online at steveadubato.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato PhD and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
So you are an incredibly well-behaved audience, and so I will not be before you long, but you see, your programs mention just a few things about Prosecutor Valdez. And so I could tell you to read them on your own, but it's important that you note that on May 16th of 2009, it was the former governor, Governor Jon Corzine, who made history in the state of New Jersey when he did the right thing and listened to me. When he did God's work and nominated Camelia Valdez to be the prosecutor for Passaic County. She then became the first woman prosecutor in Passaic County and the first lead prosecutor of Dominican ancestry in the United States of America. In this role, this young, dynamic, vivacious woman is responsible for approximately 185 office employees, and she oversees a budget of $19.2 million. But more important than that, because you will meet her in just a moment, what you need to understand full well is the fact that she is just like you and me. She comes from exactly where you come from, and because she refused to let the naysayers define her destiny, she is now our Passaic County prosecutor. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming my dear friend to this podium. Please give it up for Prosecutor Camelia Valdez.
Good evening, everyone. Micheline, thank you. Thank you so very much. I am so incredibly happy to see all of you. And part of the reason that I'm so happy to see you is because you are here, you are talented, you are alive. And the reason I say that is because in my role, I deal with violence. I deal with domestic violence. I deal with street violence. I deal with heroin addiction. And the number one group of people that we deal with, our victims, as well as our people that are perpetrating these crimes, are our young people. So to be in the presence of all of you, and in the presence of your promise, and in the presence of your potential, makes me feel very, very happy. I want to thank the Stand and Deliver organization, Steve Adubato, Micheline Davis, all of my friends that are here, and all of the people that are here investing in young people. And so I am so incredibly honored to accept this award. Know that one of the things that Micheline didn't mention is that I'm a graduate of Barringer High School. Thank you. And it's important for me to share that with you because as supported as I have been by friends and by families, I want you to know that part of my motivation is not only to be with you, to share with you, to keep you alive and to keep you encouraged and to keep you inspired, but also to give my haters something to hate about. So every day, when someone or something tries to tell me that I don't belong, that I'm not worthy because I'm a woman, because I'm from Newark, because I'm a special needs mom, whatever it is that they're trying to disqualify me for, I work very hard to make sure that they understand that I'm not going nowhere. And that I'm going to continue to do what I need to do, which is to serve. So I say to you, thank you so very much. Know that even though I'm the Passaic County prosecutor, I'm always going to be from Newark. And when you call, I will say presente. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Chelsea Onyebu, and I'm a junior attending Technology High School. The poem I'll be presenting is an original called, surprise, It's a Girl. I fall in love easily. I care about people way too much, and I could never make up my mind fast enough. But that's not all. These are only just some of my worst flaws. I cried the ending of romantic comedies, and I know the lyrics to every sad love song. This, my friend, is the side effects of puberty. Look what it's turned me into. A phone-addicted, boy-crazy, emotional mess. But I wasn't always like this. Before the hormones hit me, there was Hungry Hungry Hippos, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But this is where things went weird. My teeth were getting stronger. Brown colored stripes popped up on my hips, and then some grass-like hair was growing from my legs. After this, I knew exactly what I was turning into. A tiger. What? I have the stripes and teeth to match. Ooh, maybe I could breathe fire too. Oh my God, this is so awesome. But then, the Red Sea of adulthood flooded into my life, and I realized I was actually becoming a woman. You know, I had it pretty rough. And don't even get me started on the major baggage that this womanhood thing comes with, like learning how to cook, saying excuse me when I burp, and being fashionable for every occasion. One of the latest trends nowadays, ladies, is having a boyfriend. You know, I could never understand why they were so popular until I saw a picture of Trey Songz shirtless. Then, girl, I was hooked. And all of a sudden, there are just so many things that I worry about now that I could care less about when I was younger. Like, why can't this pimple on my left cheek go away? Why are my knees so ashy? And God, why do honey buns have so many calories? But you know, after a few years in this puberty game thing, I think I've gotten used to it. So maybe I'm not the fire-breathing tigress I thought I was when I was younger, but with all the struggles I went through during puberty, I think I'm pretty fierce, if I do say so myself. Thank you.
How's everyone doing tonight? My name is Jordan Childs, and I'm currently a 12th grade student at University High School, and I will be presenting a piece, an original piece, called The Bigger Picture. I want to paint a picture. I want to paint a picture so vivid, paint a picture so descriptive that you can't help but see it. You see, it's getting clearer and clearer that I should be in fear of the country I live in. No, the world I live in. Why? Because it's scary. Are my people surviving? Barely. How are they being treated? I assure you it's not fairly. See, apparently, there is a scarcity, a lack of awareness of who we are and where we come from. Our roots are what we run from. Our past are lost in clouds, and those clouds are thicker than red rum. Misguided girls just want to have fun, so they dance provocatively to the sounds of beating drums. Aunts and uncles try for lotteries, but honestly, that's a lie to me. Little brothers go down paths paved with violence when they could really be scholars, you see. I mean, what's your life about? Enlighten me. We have potential to change things possibly. Instead, stealing becomes the answer. Now my little brothers populate penitentiaries. We need to change things around. Go to the bank and get a loan, maybe even a college degree, because the truth is a lot of us got mouths to feed and nothing in this world is free. Wear a button up instead of that white tee. Stop trying to look flea and match what we see on TV. We giving just cause to those who want to see us fail, and I'm trying to see us prevail. I may have a small voice now, but I want to see change on a bigger scale.
The most powerful thing that each and every one of us has is what's up here. It's our minds. And what's here? Our hearts and our souls. Our hearts and our souls give us the guidance and give us the courage to figure out what we should do in our personal lives and at work, and trying to figure out what is the meaning of our purpose of our lives. But our mind, our education, our experiences, they give us the intellectual firepower, which each and every one of you have. They give us the wherewithal, they give us the strength to figure out how we actually accomplish what we set out to do. There's an old adage that the only thing that is constant is, in fact, change, and that is so true. Change is all around us. Some of it's good, some of it's not so good. People sometimes are afraid of change because they're fearful of things that they don't understand. They don't know what's ahead of us. But one of the things that you often hear about, for people to be successful, they say, what? Get out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid of change. Embrace it. If, in fact, you can't embrace it or you're fearful of it, just plow through and, in fact, try to lead it. I've personally gone through a lot of changes in my life. Yes, I've had an extraordinarily blessed life. You might think that I didn't have challenges. Each and every person in this room has had challenges. Steve has had challenges. Steve's father has had challenges. Each and every person in this room has had challenges. Sometimes we've confronted things that have not only knocked us down, but they have knocked us out. But they may have just knocked us out temporarily. It's not about have you confronted bad times, but most importantly, what you have done to address those bad times. The bottom line is this. Not only should you not fear change, but I hope, in fact, that you will lead it. The extraordinary leader Mahatma Gandhi said, quote, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." These are words that should inspire us all.
Good evening. My name is Shiniro Manya. I go to St. Vincent Academy, but I am representing La Casa. I am in 10th grade, and I will be presenting a piece called Who You Are by John Jorgensen. It is meant to empower women. You are beautiful. You are smart. You are funny. You are kind. You are unique. You are worthy of love and affection. You were never too much, and you were always enough. You're precious, a diamond, a rose, a pearl, most stunning of all God's creations. You are worth more than you can ever imagine. Worth more than the numbers on a scale, or the hair products you use, or even the shoes you simply wear. Worth more than how many girls wish they were you, or how many guys wish they had you. Worth more than the price tags on your clothes, or the percentage at the top of your math test, or even the number of followers you have on Twitter. Your worth surpasses all earthly things, because in the eyes of God, you were loved, and you are worth dying for, regardless of who you think you are. Whether you model in a magazine, or you model pottery with grandma. Whether you're on the hot list or the not list, whether you are a head cheerleader or a high school dropout, whether you are Miss Popular or you never had anyone to call a friend in your life, whether you love yourself and love your life, or you can't stand to look in the mirror and you feel as if your life is falling apart, whether you're such a winner or you feel like the world's biggest failure, regardless of who you think you are, the reality is that you deserve someone who will give up their life for you. Because you are strong and powerful and capable. Read about the women in the Bible: Esther, Ruth, Martha, Mary. These women changed our world forever. And inside of you, each and every single one of you is that same woman with that same power and that same world-changing capability. And your responsibility is to find that woman and to set that woman free. This is who you are. And any voices in your mind that try and tell you differently, that's all from the enemy. And the next time you hear them, you say, "Nuh-uh, not me, Satan. I am the daughter of the living God, cherished, loved, and adored above all things by the creator of all things, for the glory of him who is greater than all things. I am awesome." And please, don't you ever forget it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Chevelle Bona, and I'm a sophomore at Arts High School. And today, I'll be presenting an original piece entitled Sun be a man. Son, sit down. See, you're getting to be that age where you're gonna see things and do things differently. So I am going to give you some advice that my father told me when I was your age. Son, don't be like your father. For I have made so many mistakes in my time. And though you will too, I want you to be your own man. Son, don't be a follower. Do not trek the path that someone else has left behind, but carve your own with your own hands. I want you to be strong. Strengthen your arms, your legs, and your heart. But remember that the brain is an important muscle as well. Have the knowledge to pick your fights and win your battles. Son, I want you to use your life as a canvas. Do not trace the sketches that I have left behind, but use them as outlines and paint yourself a beautiful existence. I want you to be a man, because a woman would rather raise her kids with her man than raise her man with her kids. Son, I want you to be successful because you are my son and I love you. I want the world in your hands. I want you to be a leader because you would rather have people to look up at you than down on you. Give respect to earn respect. Give out of kindness, but never expect anything in return. Work to earn what you want. Son, be kind. Be unique. Be different. Be the change. Thank you.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by these public-spirited organizations, individuals, and associations committed to informing New Jersey citizens about the important issues facing the Garden State. Promotional support provided by NJ.com. Small news, big news, true Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.